Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
I get it. Albaka.
Albaka, important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenji.
Okay. What's that? Nsila ID soto.
That's sorry. I get it.
Bijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariya.
Mbare.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariya.
Jannom Yonna Forest de Bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birim koyna fo katon.
Bari si kodo kino katon nim fo bolong blabe ko.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 ti nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Golam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol ni fana beteata. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
baraka. Ni ma lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Baraka.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yonna Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yonna Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yonna Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yonna Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yonna Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yonna head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yonna branch located countrywide near you.
Hello and welcome to the brunch on Kerfatu Live. I'm Lamin Cham. This week we have two major topics to focus on. First, ex-President Yaya Jammeh's audio from Equatorial Guinea, in which he addressed the transitional justice. He also said what he thought was the state of the nation and his decision on taking over his party solely as leader. We'll also talk about President Barrow's interview with QTV, in which he made several very strong and important declarations and announcements. Number one, he said he will contest the 2026 presidential elections, which, well, to most people's thinking, would be a third term. Of course, there are two schools of thoughts about that. His NPP supporters believe he's on his fourth term. We will discuss that and analyze all that in this edition of the brunch. So, very quickly, I go into introducing my panelist, Yankuba Jammeh. He is a spokesman of the APRC NATO Alliance, and Modou Mbowe, of course, is a prominent member of that group. And with me
It's the former.
Well, it's the former. Well, yes, I remember.
It's the former and the current.
Yes, well, yes, I remember, of course, you had said you have former, and you are still current anyway, but he's been more associated with the NATO Alliance. He's with me in the studio. And so is Yusef as can be, for that matter. You're so used to Ghana, so as can be. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we will start with the audio from Equatorial Guinea by former President Yaya Jammeh, because last week we could not get members of his party to come here to give their perspective of what the former president exactly meant by saying that he has taken over his party. And we of course discuss his criticisms of the current government in terms of the way they're handling various sectors, and of course his perception about transitional justice. I mean, he talks about the efforts being made to get him and his people who serve in his government who might have been accused of serious crimes, getting them to court. He talked about that, and he addressed his party. So we go straight to start with his party. Yankuba Jammeh, first of all, let me ask you, you work very closely with Yaya Tamba, who was the former interim leader, who's supposed to have been relieved now by President Barrow. Let me ask you, President Yaya Jammeh, let me ask you, how did Mr. Tamba and yourself in that executive receive the former president's declarations?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Greetings, my co-panelist. Next on my left, in the name of Lord Mayor Modou Mbowe, is my senior man and an adept advisor of Yankuba Jammeh as current PRO on the course to achieve greater objectives. Next on Modou Mbowe is the gentleman from Askanwi, Yusef Taylor, and the uncle Professor Lamin Cham. It's nice to have us all here.
Thank you very much.
And
for coming
my
again.
greetings to viewers out there and the beautiful and loyal audience of Kerfatu. Is a great question, and you've asked about our reactions as an executive.
Yes.
Jammeh is not only a political leader for us as NATO Alliance movement executive and members, but who is also a spiritual leader, as you may understand, who at any point in time we need to hear from him in order to arm ourselves with that zeal to go on in spite of the challenges that lie ahead. So tell you in a nutshell, Jammeh's audio was welcomed heartily by the executive members and militants of the NATO Alliance movement. And as you can see, Lamin Cham, you are a fervent member of the social media in the Gambia and abroad. To tell you, I have seen you on pictures for more than 15 years.
Okay.
But it was only the last time you invited me here that I was opportune to sit close to you.
Exactly.
And therefore, you are no exception in the Gambian political arena. If you look at the reaction from the youth folk in the social media, you understand that every Gambian, about 80% of Gambians, are sitting with open arms to welcome President Jammeh back into the country, because they see him as the solution to the problems that are arising within the Gambian problem. Yes, the political class might be there. They are supported by the traditional elites in politics who share the same cake with them. But when it comes to the youth folk, they have a different interpretation of matters at hand. They believe that these people over there on top of the political class are not serving their interests. They are there for themselves, and therefore are looking for an alternative. It's a pity at times when young, vibrant politicians who could have taken the mantle of political leadership in this country and say to President Barrow, enough is enough. You are incapable. You cannot move this country to where we think it should be. You have failed us as coalition leader, and two, you have failed us as NPP leader and regime of MPP. Then it is time for you to step aside and give us the time to bring unfold everybody so that we move ahead.
Okay.
They were unable to do that. Let me learn, Lamin.
Yeah.
They were unable to do that. And rather, they've decided in recent time to sell their loyalty back to NPP. What do they offer to the Gambian people? Much more to the youth folk. Now, youth have believed that these people are only there for their personal interests, no matter what they know or can say to people. But the only resort is who? It's a Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh. And as long as I'm concerned, as a militant, a Gambian, and PRO of the APRC NATO Alliance movement, I say to himself, Professor, you are welcome in this country.
Let's go to deal with what he said in his message, that he retired or relieved Honorable Tamba from the leadership. But other members of the executive, he wanted to suggest that they can remain intact. He also said there might have been conspiracies, and he knew that there are divisions coming. So in order to avoid that, he has not taken over surely now. When he suggested divisions, the other half of the APRC said there are divisions within the NATO coalition itself. That's what Jammeh saw and was worried about, and that's why he took this action, so that he can bring them together. Aren't there another group, that split from your NATO alliance?
Yeah, of course, Honorable Professor Lamin Cham. There was a group, a linear group, that split itself from the NATO Alliance movement, then led by interim party leader, Honorable Ajimote Tamba. I have a one-on-one discussion with most of them, but most of them believe that they can only come back to the APRC if Tamba is not there, which to some extent I did not know where they take those evidences from, but I respect everyone's opinion as long as politics is concerned. This is why I say Professor Jammeh's intervention is timely. Though it was a joy to work with Honorable Ajimote Tamba, he recommended me and brought me to this position. There was no time when I would say I have an ill working under him as interim party leader. But politics is continuation, and APRC as an institution must continue in spite of who is there and who is not there. And therefore the linear group, I believe the president's move to take over the seat that we all yearned for 4 years, since 2017, that he was the very person we wanted to take action and be the same person as he was before he left the power in 2017. Now I believe comments are beginning to change, and people are beginning to consult each other with regard to the message he sent. Even those tough people in the social media who are used to call us names are beginning to change their message, and it is a welcome gesture as long as the APRC is concerned. And this is what we want. And the wheel is beginning to roll from now to 2026.
People are wondering how then can Jammeh execute his leadership of the party when he is in Equatorial Guinea and failing to name at least one person on the ground who will at least assume the leadership on the ground, people wonder whether anything like that can work. For example, did he suggest that somebody should step in the position of Yaya Tamba, or is left it vacant now? He controls everything from Equatorial Guinea. How can that work?
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Lamin. In the current dispensation of the world of technologies in which we are, there are companies, international companies, which are run by people living in different countries. What they have is the machinery of knowledge and technology which they use to control things on the ground. Jammeh can do that. The executive is fully in touch with the man. And two, under the APRC Noto Alliance movement, we have a deputy interim party leader in the name of Honorable Abdou Jaju, who, in the absence of, say, Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh, will step in on his behalf to steer matters. So as long as we are concerned, there is no confusion on the ground. Things are going as smooth as they were expected to roll.
I see that he did not mention anything about the other parts who in fact claim they are the legitimate APRC. He didn't even mention them. So is it that Jammeh's attitude is still now, he doesn't even consider those people to be APRC? I mean, when you say APRC, people always get confused. Which one are you referring to? Are you referring to the one led by Fabakary Tombong Jatta or Yaya Tamba, or now Jammeh? Jammeh doesn't seem even to recognize the existence of the other half. Yet they are also, I mean, a significant group now, gaining momentum, as we've seen in their last Congress in Banjul. They look to have, they appear as if they have won over some people from your side. Well, that's what they claim, at least.
Is mere propaganda, Sir Professor Cham. Like I told you, I said it here the last time. Politics is not only a mere seizure of party documentation, seal and stamp, and believe you are there. Politics is about the character itself, which, say, Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh occupies in the APRC and in the Gambia political landscape. Two, is about the message you pass on to the people. Have Fabakary lived up to expectation is left on to his members. I would love to have them here. I was unable to come the last time due to issues beyond my control.
Yes, you said so.
This is why, in spite of being busy, I tried as much to come today, or else Lamin will say I have cowered from his invitation.
No.
And that's
I would have understood.
But then I told you that Fabakary went into an illegal and illegitimate coalition. This is why if people say that Fabakary knows very much about politics, yes, in spite of him being serving at the National Assembly for 20 years, 10 years of which he was the majority leader. But I myself, PRO of APRC Noto Alliance Movement, believe that Fabakary has not learned anything during those years of politics in the National Assembly. My simple reason is one, I have hundreds of them, is that if Fabakary was experienced, he would not have allowed himself to be dragged in a coalition where no memo was drafted as a guiding principle towards the coalition.
They claim there was one.
Amunyasi said there was none. I heard him speak.
They refused to,
They let them show it to us and to their militants.
But they said that would not serve interest, but they said there was one.
So do you agree that they have it? It's a question to ask.
I don't have any proof.
Good.
But they said they had one, but they wouldn't make it
That
public.
is a clear sign that these people,
business.
that's a clear sign that these people at the time of going into the coalition, they did not know exactly what to do. That is political inexperience and ignorance.
They said Jammeh was all along in the picture about the negotiations to join an alliance with the NPP. They said Jammeh knew about it all along. He only backed out in the later part.
Yeah, you've come to a level where I think my senior man was in a better position to answer that question.
Okay.
If he were not here, I would have stepped in for that answer.
Yeah, but Mbowe is here.
But Mbowe is here.
Okay, but
He's in the picture.
Then you might as well start straight away with that. The claim by the Fabakary faction that President Barrow, President Jammeh was all along in the picture on the negotiations that started, as to whether an alliance should be formed with Barrow's NPP or not.
Well, Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim.
Typical Jammeh style.
Assalamualaikum.
You get it 2 men start exactly like
no,
typical APRC.
I mean, I'm a Muslim.
I know.
I am a Muslim. I am even with ablution where I'm sitting right now here. So there's nothing to
So
do
you
with
got
Jammeh.
inspiration from Jammeh?
No. What do you mean?
Okay. Okay.
Well, thank you for reminding me. I would love to be like Jammeh. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. My salam. I extend my salam to the panelists.
Thank you.
My brother, it's been a while. We haven't shared the stage. This is the second time, I think. The last time was with the Gambia Talent TV. And Lamin, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Always a
This
pleasure.
is my place, you know. That's my cross side.
That's right.
And my coffee right there.
Yes.
So it's like, yes, brunch is my brunch. Lamin, thank you very much for the question. I think, you know, if even you ask my 4-year-old grandson about this question, he will answer it perfectly.
Wow.
Because you know why? If somebody asks you to do something in the middle of it and he said, no, don't do it, I mean, stop and retrieve. Maybe he saw something that he never saw before.
I see.
So why do you insist that you know you're going? Then it means that going was your thing. You already decide that you know you're going. That's why Fabakari said to us that you know he's going to sign the paper until he throw it. He's going to go. That consultation tour that they orchestrated, it was just to show.
A smoke screen.
Of course it was. They have.
But they went from cattle to coin.
No,
Allegedly the people
selected
agree.
places because they started at Marrakech, and that's where the stiff resistance started.
Yes, I remember.
They got the message, but they have to push on because there is an agreement which later we knew from President Barrow that Fabakari was going to the State House with Sitting Jai from 2017. And he said to President Barrow, I cannot work with you if you are with UDP, so dump them and I bring APRC. Now he played that game very well. Because there was these rallies that we had at the Buffer Zone, SSP, that was all to expose
The 50,000 rally.
Yes, that was just to show President Barrow
that we have might.
That if you leave UDP, you're not gonna regret it. Because look at the crowd. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's here. That's why they shook hands at Fabakari's gate when President Barrow was doing his tour. That is, yes, my boy, you're right. You are the man. So obviously, he cannot retreat anymore. He have to push on, regardless of even if that's the case. Jammeh said no. Jammeh agreed to that coalition. Jammeh never agreed to any coalition with NPP. Jammeh spoke to me.
Yeah, you said so.
Of course, I
you and one lady. You came here. One lady, yeah.
Yes.
You said so. Yeah.
Jammeh said no. Jammeh explained it categorically because our mode of politics is different from NPP. Now, how can I have a coalition with somebody who ejected me? Well, however they did it, but I lost the election to that party. Now I am going into coalition with him. That doesn't add up.
Only that they argue that Barrow is a different man. He was under the influence of the UDP. Now that the UDP is not there, they think they can do with Barrow.
No. You can take Barrow. You cannot take Barrow out from UDP.
Well, that's what they believe has happened now.
No, but they believe wrong. That's why they are in this predicament. They believe very wrong because they had some financial misappropriation. Rambo.
Allegedly.
No, it's not alleged. That's a fact. These are facts.
Okay, on my show it's an allegation.
No, it's not. I am telling you facts. I have never sat down on this show and telling you something like a friction or allegations.
All right, okay.
I'm telling you something that I know. Because I am with Abolution right now. I don't lie.
I know, okay, I know.
Jammeh sent $3 million is for the 2017 National Assembly elections. Because Fabakari convinced him that we were the incumbent, and actually APRC was the incumbent in 2017.
Yes.
At the time. In Parliament.
Yes.
50 how many seats?
Well,
50 seats.
Overwhelming.
Because there were only two national independent and one NRP. It was the minority leader by Samba Jallow at the time. So Jammeh agreed to Fabakari's proposal of contesting in all the seats. And at the time, it was $50,000 for the deposit. You understand?
Yeah,
so calculate that amount, amounted to $3 million. So Jammeh sent that money.
I see.
So they got the money. Now the amount for the deposit was reduced to 5,000.
Oh yes.
So now instead of contesting in 53 seats, no, they contested in 16 seats. Now where is the rest of the 37? So Jammeh was asking for that money. How do you spend the 3 million? This was the problem with Jammeh and Fabakary. Fabakary never, in the end, he never answered Jammeh's calls. Even if Jammeh sent him message, he will read the message or listen to the message, but he will never respond to him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, come to the national, local government elections, they wanted money again for the councillors. Now, because Rambo was having votes, the Vision 2016 votes, about 5 of them. So Jammeh said, listen, I cannot send you money anymore. Go to Rambo, tell him to give you the money that you need, 750,000, because they requested 750,000. It's asked them to go to Rambo. And Rambo said, no, the monies that was in the account, he spent it on the marabouts for Jammeh.
Allegedly.
That's what he said.
Well, allegedly.
I am saying this.
I understand, yes, Rambo is not here, but I can say allegedly.
I'm saying this. You understand what I'm saying? Oh. So, obviously, Rambo will not be happy if Jammeh is coming home. Fabakary will not be happy because Jammeh told them that they are going to pay that money. So they will prefer to be with Adama Barrow as a safe haven because Adama Barrow linking with Macky Sall, President Jammeh will not come to this country. They will do whatever it takes to make sure the door is shut immediately after he left. It's shut from inside. Up to the extent of militarizing his family home.
So when Fabakary went to Foni about a month and a half ago and told them that for Barrow, for anything positive to come for Jammeh, it must come from Barrow. It must come. We must associate ourselves with Barrow first if we want anything good for Jammeh. But do you believe him?
No, I don't.
Was he being sincere?
No, because at one point, Fabakary said, "Well, the coming of Jammeh is entirely up to
Jammeh
himself." You stand that.
Yeah,
you publish that.
I think it was that he has every right to come back. Everybody said he has a right to
listen
come
to me. Is Jammeh an alien? Is Jammeh not a citizen of this country?
Yeah, that's true.
He is a citizen of this country. Jammeh was not forced to leave this country. Jammeh was begged to leave this country. He was begged because he was on his rights. It was constitutional that Jammeh contested that elections because there is nowhere in this world, in the history of government, where you have two results in one election.
We passed that, but the debate we are talking about, Jammeh was okay. He may have
agreed. I am saying the reason why he
may have agreed to go,
the initial result, he accepted it in good faith.
But he didn't go.
Couple of days later, you come with another result.
He was not begged to go.
He
agreed. He agreed to go.
Listen to me. He was begged.
No, he agreed to go.
I mean,
also because there was a threat of violence against him.
He was begged.
But there was a threat. You yourself mentioned military threat.
Listen to me, man. That means the military threat. Jammeh don't respond to that. Those people cannot do nothing to Gambia.
But they were prepared to
listen to me. How about Niger? They cannot do nothing to Niger. What can they do to Gambia?
But they are different.
I'm telling you, they were just bluffing. They were just bluffing. Nothing was going to happen. And our military, they are well trained. I swear by God, they can stand up to the ECOWAS.
Well,
at that material time, with the weapons that we have, we can stand up to them, and they can do nothing to us.
On the contrary,
I am just telling you.
On the contrary, many people believe that because of threat of military action, that's why.
Where have you seen ECOWAS, attacked or intervened?
Well, they said, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, they did all that.
Intervention?
Of course, they stopped the Charles Taylor from advancing from Banga to Monrovia.
Oh, come
They
on.
stopped Prince Johnson after killing, of course.
No.
They did that. They stopped Charles. They delayed Charles Taylor.
That was already a war going on.
Yes.
And they came and intervened.
Yeah.
I'm asking you now, because there was no war in the Gambia.
In Sierra Leone, the Kaba regime was toppled, and Ecomog restored him. in Sierra Leone.
But the incident happened already, and they intervened.
Yes.
Now with Gambia, they were going to attack because there was no problem in the Gambia.
No, they were saying that unless the president go, they are going to attack. They announced that they are going to attack. They said, they come with commander said, we are coming and we're going to fight. We're going to go to State House. We're not going to the barracks, but we're going to go to State House, and anybody who's stopping our way, we'll fight.
Listen,
they said that.
Listen, Lamin.
Or that was just a military.
Listen, come on. What did they say about Niger? They said the same thing.
Yeah,
they were threatening with sanctions and attacks and this
so
and that.
maybe Jammeh was
when these people don't even listen to them, they succumb to that. Now they are begging them to come back and to say that
Jammeh was too easily afraid.
No, listen, it wasn't nothing like that.
So
Jammeh developed this country.
Ah.
It took this country from sinking, and he literally, resuscitated Gambia.
So he didn't want violence.
No, Jammeh is not a violent person. He's not.
Okay.
Jammeh is not somebody who entertained that.
Let's not belabor on how he left. We have with this that we dealt with that for 7 years or so. But let's come into that. When he said now he's going to take over the party, what he called the party, how can that work in your view?
No, that's very easy. Even when Yaya Tamba was there, he was calling the shots.
Jammeh was calling the shots?
Of course. There is nothing that we do without his consent. He have to approve it. Even Modou Mbowe, when I was contesting for the mayoral, they have to send my credentials to him for him to vet, to approve. They have to do the vetting at the national executive level. Then we pass it over to him for him to endorse. He is the chairman of the party. So with or without Yaya Tamba, he still called the shots. So Yaya Tamba was there as an interim. Everybody knows that he's acting. You're just acting. Now, because there was a fraction that you asked before, there was this Habib Seka camp and this, that, and the other. He doesn't want that. He wants to unify his party. Now, okay, if Lamin Cham said, well, I am with Jammeh 100%, but I hate Yaya Tamba. I'm not going to respond to Yaya Tamba's call. Yusef will say the same. That's a solution to the problems that were going on, which trends for almost a year, almost a year, some months. We had this problem, that infighting, that division. So now, with that declaration, the problem is solved. Everybody now is under him. So somebody who hates Yaya Tamba is no longer the interim. He is still a member. He's still a member of the party, member of the executive. You understand what I'm saying? But Yaya Jammeh took his role. He was on holiday, and now he's back because he is coming home. Okay. He's coming home.
All right. We'll talk about the other things Jammeh talk about. I can go. He said he's not going to. Well, he downplayed all the efforts that have been done to get him tried in a tribunal. He mentioned that. What do you make of that?
Jammeh is very right.
He will not go to any court.
Well, unless this 1997 constitution, you scrap it. The constitution that Barrow is using right now. Yes, you are going to put it in the bin.
It's not likely now because the one they drafted is really contentious.
But even under the 1997 constitution,
you keep your
but
fire.
even under the 1997 constitution, no, we need to talk about.
He's going to talk about immunity.
But even the 1997 constitution, Yankuba Toure has proven that this immunity does not apply to him, and either the president either. So let's be factual here.
You will come.
Okay.
You will come.
All right.
That's
he said it's not. Well, he said those who are calling for also expect him to go to jail. Let him come. We'll see who will go to jail.
Of course. Well, if you want me to go to jail, or if you think that you have a substantial evidence or material evidence to take me to the Supreme Court, what are you waiting?
Yeah, that's the process that's been done.
What process now is left?
The government established a special
hybrid court.
Not even a hybrid court, a special division of the Gambia's judicial system, and then of course the special court for crimes that our jurisdiction may not be able to treat. So that is the process now happening to get them an opportunity to come and defend what has been alleged against them.
Right.
That's the process been done.
Right.
And yet people like you condemn that system should not.
No, I'm not. Listen, what I'm saying is that's like setting a precedence. Because as soon as President Barrow leaves office, he's going to the courts as well. He's going to my group. Because there are more substantial evidences for Barrow than Jammeh.
Really?
Of course.
Yes.
But anything,
Barrow,
anything, no, just hold on.
Okay,
Please, just hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just hold on. Let me just prove my point.
Yeah, that's right. Very good.
From President Barrow came into office, everything that he does is recorded, is on record. If you ask me now, I can prove it.
Yes, yes.
I can take it out as an evidence. Some of them, he said it himself. That he incriminated himself, sacrificing his son, you know.
No, he did well. Okay.
Oh, come on, listen, listen.
Okay, go ahead.
All
right, I'm
you know, look at all this corruption that are taking place. Look at all this killing that are taking place. The Faraba, the how to call it, Aruna Jata's case. You know, these are all. Well, it's Aruna Jata's case. It's like to like with Solo Sandek.
Yeah.
Like for like. Faraba's case is like for like with April 10 and 11 kids. That's what. It's like for like.
No.
We'll argue with that.
That's false.
How can you separate that?
Yeah.
These are Gambian youths who were protesting for their land was taken and given to a Chinese, a foreigner. They went out to protest against it and they killed them in cold blood.
Okay. All right.
And how is it different from April 10 and 11?
Okay.
I'm just telling you, it's like for like. If you want to associate that with Jammeh and want to prosecute it for him, we will prosecute Adam Barrow for Faraba as well.
Okay.
As well as, you know, Aruna Jata's case. And not only Aruna Jata, there are many more cases. All of these are documented. These are substantial evidences. Now, all the allegations that they have against Jammeh, these are all allegations. These are all allegations.
And now the process is going to start to prove or not to prove.
But this is what I'm saying. These are all allegations. There are no proofs.
Eh?
There are no.
Yeah, but they now want to go
let them
to a
do
process.
that.
Yeah.
What are they waiting on? This is 7, 8 years for God's sake.
Yeah,
what are we waiting on? We want Jammeh to come home.
They didn't have the capacity.
We
and the
need
resources.
our leader.
Yeah.
We need Jammeh home. Gambia needs Jammeh.
Okay. All right.
So we need him.
Okay. Let me comment on. We are going this way. Let me comment on some of the things. My understanding of what you said, the Faraba incident, that is. Allegedly, you said Barrow said he sacrificed his son. I think he didn't say that. What he meant to say, that what I understood was that he said this was a very hard struggle we fought. Even myself, within the struggle, my child, got deceased. That was he said his child in the struggle.
When
his
the child
got
died,
deceased.
the child died after the election. After the election.
Yeah, but during the impasse. No, the impasse was part of the struggle. He was trying to say that the people must understand that the struggle was hard.
I don't buy that.
And that, not only these people, but even he himself, he lost a child in the same struggle. Because, it was during the impasse.
Right.
So he didn't actually mean that I sacrifice my son. Nobody would say.
Well, I sacrifice my son.
I
did it. No, he said.
No, he said.
I sacrifice my money.
Listen,
my son,
listen.
Just for the country to come and put
Okay, I'm not standing for him.
To play?
No, he said.
Do you want me to play?
He said, even his son was deceased through the struggle. What he wanted to say was that it was not only the people of Faraba or the relatives of the people who died who might have suffered because of the struggle. But he didn't actually say, I sacrifice. Anyway, and also, not many people will believe that one can compare April 10 and Faraba incident, because April 10 absolutely that was wanton killing sanctioned by the state to neutralize the students, whereas in Faraba, as the investigation later proved, in fact some of the police action was taken against the police, in fact, for even though they claim it was self-defense, but then they were seen and found to be to be actually culpable for some of the actions that led to the killing. Yeah, in fact, there was a process.
You see the...
No, it is not
the police.
Yes, I know.
$15 million.
The police, not the executive, not the executive.
Who gave them the directive?
Give me the answer. It's not the president. It's not President Barrow. Who you are claiming?
Allow me.
It's not President Barrow.
Allow me. And then there was a process of investigation the police were found to be, in one way they were culpable. The police IG resigned. You know, he resigned because of that.
But then was it
no,
the
listen,
end?
IG resigned.
Was it the end?
There were compensated. There were a process. The victims were compensated.
And they don't allow Jammeh to compensate the victims and go away free.
People who died.
There's a contrast.
Can you send me that after the show?
They were
compensated. No, I would love to see that.
No,
We didn't know about that.
My boss.
No. Okay, I'm coming. We are coming, Jammeh.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say what the general public perceive to be the difference between what you said is similar. April 10 to 20, the year 2000 and the Faraba incident of 2018, the difference. At least there was a process that investigated. People were liable. The Inspector General of Police resigned. And these people were compensated.
Really?
But in the, of course.
Let me send me that.
In the April, there was a policy to compensate them. Whether or not they receive it, but the government declared that they are going to compensate.
They're going to do it, but they didn't do it.
No, but in April, no,
they have never done it. They didn't even cure them.
But April 20, there was a process. A coroner's inquest was established.
Where is the report?
Now listen carefully. The coroner's inquest, it was established, and no action was taken. What Jammeh did was to give immunity to the soldiers and accuse the students of shooting back, starting the shooting. Which was that's what happened. Jammeh said the students started.
Am I sitting here not to what's going on?
No, but let's
From
talk about.
Jammeh's own
Let's talk about.
we visited Jammeh.
Okay, let's talk about.
I was just talking about precedents.
I'm trying to say the difference
from there.
You already gave examples of precedents.
Let me just.
Okay, Yusuf. Let's come to. We are still talking
allow
about.
him to learn.
Allow him to learn. Allow him to learn.
We are here.
He has
I was
already
talking
learned.
about precedents.
He was
somebody.
He has landed. He said
because if President Jammeh is tried,
yes,
honestly,
Barrow also
Barrow, of
similar.
course.
We got the point.
Simple.
So we got the point. Simple. I'm trying to just give you what is in the public domain about Faraba and April 20, and then of course what you said about sacrifice. He never said he sacrificed. So okay. Let's come to Yusuf. Yusuf, about what Jammeh said about his party and the transitional justice. Where will you start?
Thank you very much. First of all, greetings to all our followers and our listeners, and to you and my colleagues, my co-panelists. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. This is the democracy that we have now, first of all, in the Gambia. A democracy that would never, ever take place in the previous government. We would never be here talking against the current president the way that some people are here talking about the current president. And many of my colleagues, I'm sorry, all they've been saying here, a lot of it is conspiracy theories. Comparing April 10, 11, where children, innocent children, were blamed to have what? Guns, weapons, shooting back at the army. April 10, 11, where 15 children were shot down, gunned down, mercilessly. The worst tragedy in this country to date.
No.
Apart from...
We're coming.
Even worse.
No, you have done your.
But he
Let him go through history.
Okay.
No.
Let him go through history.
No. Let me explain why.
Okay, you finished. You said your no.
No, let him explain.
Fine. He's interjecting. Let me continue.
Let him explain why.
They will continue to interject because what I have to say, you will have no choice but to try to interject. But let me tell you, you see this green that I'm wearing here, it's just a coincidence. But it by no means mean that I have anything to do with APRC.
No, he's all right.
Okay.
He's all right, bro.
No, green has
April 10, 11, which we were talking about. How many children died, slaughtered, murdered in this country?
11.
From
14.
Actually, it was even 15. When you go and you check, there was another child. So go and check the numbers. I know this very well. Now, these children, they were slaughtered. And guess who gave the order? According to Aissatou Njai Sedi, who was the acting president actually, because the president was not in town.
Was in Cuba,
Yes, he gave the orders. The president, Jammeh, gave the orders. She testified in front of TRRC. We're not only talking about that. Another heinous atrocity happened here in this country, which I think us as Gambians should be even more shameful for. Almost 50 West Africans slaughtered, massacred in this country. Because of what? They said that they were mercenaries.
So that I disagree.
No.
44 of them
We are coming.
slaughtered, killed. Few of them escaped to tell the story. The Ghanaian president came here this year, soon after his inauguration. The first place that the Ghanaian president came to was the Gambia. Talking about justice for these people. We are West Africans. Are some of us Pan-Africans? I don't think so.
Of course we are.
Some of us sitting here, if we were true Pan-Africans,
Of course
we would at least be mourning the death of some of these people.
Let's listen to him.
On the far right,
Oh, bro.
my co-panelist has said that 80% of Gambians want Jammeh to come back.
Of course.
I find that laughable.
No.
I don't know when he did a survey. Perhaps you can share the results of the
Which country are
survey.
you in?
Listen
Which
to
country
him more.
are you in?
Perhaps
Because I don't think
you can
live in
share.
Ghana. I don't think you live here.
Perhaps he can share the results of the survey. Let us see.
Do you want to see the videos?
You see,
The box?
but one thing, I certainly do agree with both of them,
Yes.
is that Jammeh should come back.
Of course.
And when he comes back, he knows what's waiting for him. Jammeh should definitely come back.
Of course.
Set an example of what happens to leaders who decide to go on a killing spree in this country. Set an example. Right now, we have countries which have been taken over by coups in West Africa. The reasons why Jammeh should come back is not just limited to Gambia. It's a Pan-African, forward, progressive ideology which we want to stamp not only in Gambia, and we want to stamp it in West Africa and the rest of Africa.
Then go after
All
Macky
of these
Sall.
leaders
Go after Macky Sall.
who are currently soldier leaders, people who
What
came
are you
in
doing
through the
for Macky Sall
guns,
then, my brother?
people who came in through the gun, taking over leadership. And I know all of us are hailing Burkina Faso, and I actually, really hope that they do very well. I really hope that they do very well. But I believe trying Jammeh, be it in Gambia, be it in another place in West Africa, which is an option as well, I just want my colleagues to know. He can come here, be arrested and taken somewhere else. Try him will serve as a timely reminder to Burkina that, look, you have an amazing chance to give a Thomas Sankara legacy, to revive the legacy of Thomas Sankara, which I believe many of them, some of them clearly, in my view, I believe they are fake Thomas Sankaras. But this is a timely, we need it right now. In Africa, we need it right now. In West Africa, we need it right now in Gambia. To try Yaya Jammeh for the heinous crimes that he has done in this country. My colleagues my co-panelists on the right say that Barrow is so terrible. He has sacrificed his child.
He said that.
No, he
He's the
never
one who
said
said
That's
it.
what
I met that.
He's the
He
one who
never
said
said that. No, he never said that.
Why,
He
bro?
never said that.
Conspiracies.
This is on the
let me
video.
be
More
neutral.
conspiracies.
Interpreted that. We have interpreted that. We are not. You know, of course. we
Ngana
don't-
dingo sacrifice. Ngana kudu nang na full sacrifice.
Why do I say that it's a conspiracy that he's saying? And people, listen very well. He himself, rewind the tape and listen. He said it occurred in the impasse after President Barrow had already won the election. Former President Jammeh already conceded. And there was an impasse in the country. That's when you
What made
decide
the
to
impasse?
go and
What triggered the
sacrifice
impasse?
your child.
What triggered the impasse?
We passed that already.
What triggered it?
Imagine, does it
What
make
triggered
sense?
it? 2 results
Lami.
in 1 election. Why does that happen?
Viewers, I
come
let you
on,
make
bro.
the decision.
Come on, man.
Whether that's not just conspiracy talk. Now you see, allow me, please. Because both of them are 2 people. Me, I'm 1.
Yeah.
So, and I need to I need to do fact checking. We need to clarify a lot of what my colleagues have said. Here. No, let me go to. Let me finish. Let me laugh. On Jammeh's speech. I want to come on Jammeh's statement. I want to come on. I've dealt with them. Let me come on Jammeh's statement.
Yes.
Please, hold on.
Wait, we'll come.
First of all, I believe Yaya Jammeh is delusional.
Jammeh is
delusional. I mean, he hallucinates. What
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
So,
I understand.
And I'll explain. You see, some of us, we were abroad. You know, you miss your country. It's been a very long time. Even some of those who were in exile, they will tell you, they will do anything to come back that time. And Jammeh has been out of the country for how long?
8 years now.
It's quite a long time. You know, look at what he has gone through. He's lost everything which he stole from this country, according to the Jammeh Commission. Stole? Unfortunately.
Allegedly.
No, according to the Jammeh Commission.
Allegedly.
According to the Jammeh Commission, he has lost everything.
Allegedly. Okay, let's go.
According to the Jammeh Commission, he has lost everything he has got. You know, so which is a very unfortunate position right now. I see him in the farms.
Exile.
Yes, in exile. I see him in the farm. He loves farming.
Yeah.
But he preferred farming on his own, you know, terms.
Okay.
Jammeh was speaking as if he was still in power. On that his usual Friday talk that he delivers. You know the Friday sermon?
Yes.
Which Jammeh usually would give, and then people would run scared. People would be scared.
Okay. You mean he's continuing that?
That's what he felt he was doing another Friday sermon.
Okay.
That he would scare
No, that was a Wednesday when he...
No, it was on a Wednesday, but like I'm saying, he believed that it was another Friday sermon. This is exactly it.
It is bias. You are answering me.
No, listen.
You knew that the board of us were coming here. Not only the two of you.
No.
You know, listen to me.
The two of you hammered on one topic.
No, come on.
The two of you shared one school of thought for almost entire half of the program.
No, but
he's trying to
if
understand.
you invite us to a program, I'm expected to
I'm going to stop him and change the topic to Barrow speak. From Jammeh speak to Barrow speak.
issues
This has to do with Barrow
we have to
speak.
clarify them here.
Okay.
You talk about my leader.
So, okay,
It is because
let me
of human
finish.
being.
Let me round up. Let me round up.
You said he's hallucinating when it comes about his party.
Yes.
What about the state of the nation?
But no, let me finish. So the issue I have here.
More than Jammeh.
Fine.
The state
That's
of
his
the Jammeh was
perspective.
Trust me, Yusuf, he lost his mind more than
Thank you.
Jammeh did.
Thank you.
Jammeh is in the state of well, state of mind.
We'll make
Jammeh, that's fine.
We'll make sure he gets his
No,
mind.
I'm going to take it to Dr. Mbowe. I will take it to Dr. Mbowe.
Right, get your mind back.
Thank you.
I'm going to take him to Dr.
We'll go to Dr. Mbowe, the quack doctor who said he can cure HIV/AIDS in this country. Now, let us continue.
Let him 2 minutes. He's finishing.
What I found most funny and interesting, and all of my colleagues, we agreed on this point. You see, the parties in this country, they have manifesto, they have ideologies and all of that, so that they can pass through IEC. They must. Because or else they will not, IEC will not, they don't have the documentation, you cannot be a registered party. So they have all of these things. But all of us agree that all the parties are held together by one leader.
Of course. That's
APRC.
From colonial time.
Yes, I said we agree.
Exactly.
I said we agree. We agree.
I want him to finish.
No, we agree.
Finish.
We agree on that. The only difference with APRC is that Jammeh is more like a supreme leader.
Yes, he is.
Spiritual.
He is the godfather.
Spiritual,
He is the
supreme
godfather.
leader.
Listen to him.
So now,
allow him
giving him the names.
No, allow him to finish. So he can come over. He has only 1.5 minutes. Go ahead.
yes.
Oh my God.
So now,
You don't know the half of it.
that's why it's
Savior
he
of
feels
this
that he owns the party. He doesn't even need to have a sort of, at least all the other parties, they will have, IEC now, you have to have your,
Executive.
Yeah, not only that, every 2 years, what you have to do?
Congress.
And then you will go through a process, you will select somebody. But for the, and it's not even APRC, because No to Alliance, it's not even a party.
No, you can't.
It's not even a registered party.
You can't blame them for
No,
that.
that's but it's the fact. What I'm saying is the fact. So what I'm saying is the
Number
fact.
3 in this
Independent. They are
number 3.
independent. They are independent.
Yes,
Right? They are independent. So they are not a registered party.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
But we are more of a
Jammeh,
party than even,
So now, but
we are even more party than,
the IEC will not register them because they want to cling to the name.
And they cannot.
happened to the
That
others?
belongs to us. This is the
So
thing.
don't blame them for that.
That's what
For lack of
I'm not
context.
blaming anybody.
Okay.
I'm just highlighting the facts of the matter. That it's
We
so
are number
unfortunate
three. Yeah.
that
There are even more
Jammeh,
parties
he
than
still
you
believes
are.
that
Come on, Lamin.
as the supreme leader, he actually physically and personally owns the party.
Yes, he does.
And that without even a congress, they can just go ahead and decide, I remove this guy, I put this guy in. You see, with the other parties, at least there is a semblance of you have to do a congress.
But you are contradicting
And then when you have a congress,
we are not a party.
yes, I'm
Why do we
highlighting
have
the
to go to
difference.
Congress? When we are not recognized by the
Yeah,
IAC.
you gotta blame them.
Yeah, so
Come on,
now,
man.
so
Why
now,
will make sense?
so now,
Boy, we
it's so unfortunate.
No, why he's not taking sense?
allow him.
What is he saying that we are not a party?
You will
Last
have-
minute he wants us to
No,
go to
you will
Congress.
have your time
What
to
are we
talk
going-
sense.
Why
Okay.
why are we going to Congress
Okay,
for?
you will have your time to talk sense.
Why?
Let him finish his.
No, but we are not a
Let him
party.
finish his nonsense.
Come on,
Go ahead.
man.
No, why, we are not here to talk nonsense. I mean, otherwise, come on, man. We can easily let
Okay.
this so.
All right.
But
Okay.
I'm not here for nonsense.
All right. Listen. now.
I'm a Democrat.
Yes.
Hi.
Okay.
And it's like I said, this is why I started it. saying
These
that
people are politicians,
we have
so
a
don't worry
new
about
Gambia. We have a beautiful, you could say definitely, I mean in contrast. This is what I'm trying to highlight. But let me just finish and wrap up.
Yeah, please.
My colleague can say whatever
Boy,
he
seriously,
quickly.
I
He
want-
must interject
It is
because of he knows what I'm saying.
You are contradicting.
It's hitting him.
No.
All right.
Hitting him hard.
All right. Now I'm changing the topic.
No,
But
But the final word is this.
Yes.
You're very new party boy. We're very good in comments.
I agree with all of you.
Listen.
The final word I agree
Yeah.
with all of you. The only place I will agree with all of you is Jammeh should come back.
Thank you.
When he comes back, he will be tried,
Don't worry.
whether here
Don't worry
or
about that.
abroad,
You will know.
and he will
You
be
know when he's coming.
a wonderful example
You will know.
to Gambia, to West Africa,
Yeah.
and the rest of the African
Alright.
continent.
Are you going to Senegal?
Now
to get Maki?
I have few
Are
clarifications.
you going to Morocco to
No,
get
listen.
Maki?
Mr. Jammeh,
Allow me
I have
5
few
minutes.
clarifications because we have two topics. We have Jammeh's speech and Barrow's speech. Barrow's interview, yeah. So I don't want us to spend all the time. We've all touched. We know each other's perspective about Jammeh's speech. So I want a clarification. 1 minute from you and Bo on what he said, and we move to Barrow's speech. So what do you disagree with him quickly over what?
I said 80% of Gambians.
Okay, yeah, do that.
Which means all the videos, the social media videos have uploaded, 8 or 9 out of 10 people
Agreed that.
agree that Jammeh should come back and steer the wheel.
Okay. Oh, you mean come back to power?
Exactly. And come back and contest the election because they
contest
see him as the only substitute.
All right. Contest.
That's
come and-
laughable.
Contest.
That's laughable.
Yeah. Go
You
back
mean-
to go back to
Given the reactions you have, most people say, Jammeh, we miss you, we must come back.
We must come back.
Yeah, I saw some.
I asked
like
the question,
no.
and then on my question, you can see, I can show you evidence, facts.
No, you are- you are on a
almost
survey.
all of them,
You are-
9 out of 10.
Yeah,
If that's
you-
what he's saying,
Okay.
I can show you a survey which I've done on my wall,
All right.
asking the question, should the
but
same
the
similar
problem- I
questions,
understand we
9 out of 10 out of them have said that Jammeh should come and retry him. Let's talk about facts and evidence.
Yusef, now it's over.
He's
Clarify
talking about
this.
his people.
No,
He's
clarify.
talking about
No,
him
listen.
alone.
Clarify to 1 minute. You said what you have gathered from Jammeh's
From the
latest
social
speech,
media,
from social
reaction.
media.
And initially, if you followed my speech here, I said it. I said the politics in the Gambia is now shifting because I understand that he has the traditional method of politics. Who believe in that?
Don't listen, like we are talking.
No, you talk to him.
No, you are.
No,
you are-
these are
you
people.
creating another
No,
topic.
you see,
Okay,
at this level,
Go ahead.
if you cannot write, you will not be able to contribute.
Okay.
But those I say, those who took the microphone and traveled the streets of the Gambia and interviewed people
Going to the beach and stuff.
below exactly, 8 to 9 out of 10 people believe that Jammeh is the alternative to the problem.
Where's the evidence?
All right.
You're just saying that. Where's the evidence?
But what he
Okay.
did
Allow
in
me.
this
You can say whatever you want. Me, I'm bringing you
All right.
facts.
What is the topic? What is the topic?
No, I have them here. He
Let's
said,
clarify.
he said, we are not Pan-Africans because Jammeh killed 44
And you are
Ghanaians.
still behind him.
Allegedly, yes.
I said,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Factually.
the UN report that was given here said that the killings were not done within the confines of the Gambian border.
That's
Let
false.
him go and check the report.
That's
I have it
false.
with me still now.
That's false.
That
No.
is good. Okay. all right.
No, wait.
What report is
And,
that?
and
What's the name of the
allow
report?
me.
Listen, no, listen,
Allow
no,
me.
listen.
Allow me to
What's the
come.
name of the report?
Allow me.
All
What's the
all
name of the report?
No, allow him.
I can Google it.
No, you will not know. Okay.
Go to the UN.
No, listen. You said
And
the UN said the
44 Ghanaians killed
UN.
by Jammeh.
Yeah, you said
The
UN.
UN website.
And the report is called.
even the
They
UN
were
said-
even compensated.
What's the name of the report?
Allow me.
Okay,
Allow me to come on
listen,
board.
listen.
Share the
Go
report.
ahead. Go ahead.
Allow
let's
me
go.
to come on board.
If they were not killed, if they were not killed in Gambia, why were they compensated by this government?
Yeah,
Now
because
listen, listen. Let's go.
If what
let's
he
go to the
said
other
is
one.
true.
No, listen.
Let's go to the
It's
other
false.
one.
Conspiracy
Allow him to
theories.
go to the
No,
other
let
one.
him allow me.
Let him go.
Let's move on.
He's having a traditional mentality of
No.
politics.
You just go ahead.
Go on.
You said,
About those
Go on.
Ghanaians.
yes.
An intelligence report
Go on.
reached State House. See, we have terrorists.
Mercenaries.
We have mercenaries, terrorists and mercenaries. They all play the same role. They kill indiscriminately.
And the children were likewise having guns and shooting.
Let's-
April 10,
listen,
2000
don't
children killed.
blame the
No, but we
conversation.
have to, I will fact check him, just like they were doing.
No, we
The
fact
children
check later.
were also killing and shooting,
Okay,
just
okay,
like
okay, you know what,
the
now-
migrants were also terrorists. Conspiracy theories.
I'm changing
Yeah,
now.
he said
No, listen,
conspiracy.
we have-
Let him come now.
No,
You
no,
finish.
I mean, I
Let
must
him finish.
learn.
Let him
Allow me
finish.
to learn.
Clarify.
Go on, what's the next
Or
one?
else
interrupt.
you
I
want
will.
the people who are listening to go with his side of the story,
Don't
which is
interrupt him,
of
yeah.
course
Yeah.
based
will
I want
on
1 minute clarification. We are going to another topic.
Yeah,
Go on.
Go ahead.
intelligence report reached State House.
Yeah, we
Move
got
on,
that.
move
are
on,
terrorists on
move
the
on,
top.
move
No,
on.
we got that.
But what has been debunked?
The immediate.
What's the next
action
one?
of
So
government.
that's how they got killed.
What's your
okay?
next
How they
point?
got killed.
Okay, that's right. No problem.
Wait, I am giving you an example.
Yeah.
The
Fishermen,
Gaza war
Ghanaians,
today. The Gaza war
heartless.
claimed 11,000 children.
Move on to the next
No,
point.
no,
We're
I'm
not
giving
talking
you an
about
example.
Gaza right now.
It is because of a failure in intelligence report. I mean, if you invite
So
me
that's
to,
what happened
if you
here.
invite me to this forum,
Okay.
you must allow me to learn.
No,
What was your next point?
You are clarifying. We have one after the other.
I'm giving you similar
Yes, I
examples.
understand.
You stood up, you were
It's
jumping up and down.
Okay, hey, listen, we are going to, we are
You were
going to,
jumping
we
up
are
and
going to
down.
Jammeh, listen, Mr. Jammeh.
Let me tell you. He said Jammeh lost.
Let's go to Barrow.
He said Jammeh lost
Yes.
everything to the Jammeh Commission.
No.
It is the corruption.
Nobody said that.
Listen,
Nobody said that.
Listen.
No, go back.
You said.
No, but what did I say?
You said Jammeh
Okay,
lost
all right,
everything to the
No,
Jammeh
I
Commission.
said
We'll go for a break. We'll go for a break.
Jammeh
When we
it's
come
been
back-
proven that
Hello?
he has been corrupt
This
and
is-
he wants
this is-
everything he got.
This is
the
the
Jammeh
Brunch. We are
Commission
going
has
for a
proved
short
it.
break. When we come back, we will talk about President Barrow's
Indeed.
statements, interview with Q.
Why you didn't allow him
The
to?
Brunch will be back.
Give
in
him
the
1
next-
minute.
in the next few minutes.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yonna Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yonna Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yonna Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yonna Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yonna Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yonna head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yonna branch located countrywide near you.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer.
Welcome back to the Brunch on Kerfatu Live. Well, we had an intense debate about former President Yahya Jammeh's declaration about his party, the state of the nation, and about his perspective of the transitional justice. Now, let's move on very quickly to the other part of the program, which won't be that long, but it's going to deal with an even more important matter. President Barrow, over the weekend, said in an interview that he is going to run for president in 2026. Of course, his people believe this will only be his second term, but many people believe that would amount to running for the third time, which is not desirable in most West African countries. The principle is 2 terms for any individual who have become president. Of course, President Barrow's NPP have argued that they believe since there is no law in our constitution, so he should go for another term. Many people, and I must say people of right thinking, believe that the president is wrong. He should, for the interest of the nation, step down and decline any suggestion, rather turn down any suggestion to run for a third term. The president said he did this because his party actually realized that it's too soon for him to go. That may not be good for the health of the party. Now, the debate here is, the criticisms have come from left, right, and center, said the president should look at the interests of the country and not his party. So, I start this with you, Yusef, because in your following of political reporting, West Africa, East Africa, the world around, everywhere, President Barrow's announcement that he's going for a third term, you think it will be a welcome phenomenon?
Well, first of all, I just want to highlight that, congratulate my colleague, Yusef, for a brilliant job in the interview, which he did.
I think we should congratulate President Barrow himself for allowing to be interviewed on topics like that, because that's what we have been following.
No, I mean, I think that's in fact, President Barrow should be doing this more regularly.
That's right.
So I don't congratulate him. No, I cannot congratulate him on that.
No,
I congratulate Yusef.
Yes, I know very well.
For going, and not only that, for doing a good job during the interview. I'm not congratulating President Barrow because how many interviews has he done?
What I mean is, for now, allowing he was not making himself available.
No, I don't believe that. If you want to be,
for 6 months,
I have an issue with. I'm a journalist. You want the people to vote for you.
Yeah.
How often should you have press briefing?
That's right. So now,
the most you can say, look, President of the United States, Donald Trump, has been in power since early January. No matter how much you may like or dislike him, he has already had press briefings.
Exactly.
No matter how some people may say in his press briefings, he peddles a lot of things which may be true, may not be true.
Let's move
He's had press briefings and all of that. Our president doesn't even have press briefings.
Stop it. Now that he has accepted to be
so then why should I thank him?
To be grind on national matters.
I'm not going
to
say,
welcome Mr. President, that's what we want.
No.
Okay, go ahead. What do you make of
well
this
done, Yusef, for a very good job in the interview, and the way he pushed back in some of the instances, I really appreciate. So we've had the interview. The president, where I have seen some improvements in the president's use of figures and statistics, especially when he was talking about inflation. A lot of the things which he was saying, obviously, he gave figures about how bad inflation was, 18% sometime last year, which is all true. That shows you that the president is now doing some homework. I'm sure maybe he might have got some of these questions even before, so he could have been well prepared to answer some of these questions. So, but you can see that the president is getting more comfortable with his engagement and with the way he's speaking and all of that, and I think that's where I will give him his credit. But there are a number of issues I have, especially with the issue of the term limits, which you talked about. The president said, me and my brother were talking about that, and even though we had a heated previous conversation, we agree on a number of things. We try to avoid, Lamin, you've brought a topic which you know me and him will not agree on.
Okay. Right.
But there are many topics that we will agree on.
That's okay.
So, which is the issue of
We don't have to agree.
Democracy.
This one will not be that session.
We are moving.
Conversation.
This one is a straightforward conversation.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Green family.
Go ahead.
so of course, the term limit issue. The president said that he is the #1 fan of term limits. Well, if he's the #1 fan of term limits, then the first thing he needs to do is make sure that after this he steps down. ECOWAS, they came to Macky Sall, visited Senegal, visited President Adama Barrow, and they had a press briefing with us, the media. They told us that when they went to see these presidents, they told them not to run for a third term. Not only, so if President Adama Barrow is an actual fan, the #1 fan of term limits, he would do the needful, not to run for a third term. Allow somebody fresh to come in, even if at all it's within his party. If he wants, they can have a presidential candidate. Why not? But obviously, there's no legal instrument that currently stops him from running for a third term. And I would, that's his prerogative. He has the right to go ahead and do it. Morally, that's another thing. Whether 3 years, from 3 years to 15 years, is now left for the public to decide. Now, just one more thing, and because of I want this to be, let it go around this time, and
I want to finish before.
He talked about corruption.
Yeah.
And
those are the two topics I want.
I feel like the president has sugar-coated corruption, right? So when audit reports are done, within the audit reports and within the evidence that comes out from this issue of corruption, there are different varying degrees that are highlighted in these audit reports. Some of them, there is evidence that they can use and go ahead and prosecute people. To be frank, you know me, I will give the devil its dues. In the previous administration, they would prosecute people for corruption. Or they would be very, very harsh on people. And one could say corruption was centralized within the executive and his, structure. But outside, people couldn't do that. Now,
but there was corruption anyway.
There was mass corruption, as the Jammeh Commission has revealed, that I said earlier.
Okay.
But now corruption is like free for all. Everybody goes for it.
Rampant.
Rampant. What I believe this executive should have done, in areas where the audit report is clear cut, that where there are corruption, right, that they go ahead and prosecute those people. Then not only that, the only person that this executive has held for corruption, prosecuted for corruption, they let him go scot-free. Presidential pardon. The same time they pardon, there's corruption, and there is gross corruption. For me, some of them rapists, people who have done very terrible things to young people, giving them pardons in this country. So the executive needs to demonstrate that they are serious about corruption. They are not demonstrating that they are serious about corruption.
President Barrow said there should be proof.
The Jammeh Commission has provided enough proof, and not only that, this government has accepted the reports of the Jammeh Commission. But what have they done? They went ahead and passed some, legal documentation, gazette. We have them. The pardon of some of those people who they've already accepted the Jammeh Commission that they should be banned, like Mamadou Sabali, right? He is now a presidential advisor. Njoguba, he is now the head of what? Pura. What message are you sending across? As a president, are you showing that you are serious about fighting corruption, or are you showing that you can even reward people who your government has done a commission, spent millions on? The report has come on. You have accepted that report and the recommendations, and you are now going back, rolling back some of them, rewarding them. This is why the people who support Jammeh can have, something to say. You know, they can have talking points. It's because of the president is giving them this talking point. He is going pandering to the former president. You understand? Huh? You know, what we celebrate is the freedom and that they are not killing, but that's what we are talking about. We celebrate the freedoms that people are not killing and people are not being murdered. But now,
you have answered 2 questions, not
so,
his question.
Give me one more question, let me finish.
Yeah,
so
corruption.
that the gentleman can come. Yes.
He talked about corruption, and he talked about it, why he want to run.
Yes.
And then he also talked about development, this infrastructural and other things he talked about.
Infrastructural development, one cannot deny, within the term of this executive, there have been infrastructural development. Some of them, let's be frank, they started since the previous administration. You okay? So you see something, that's me. I try to be very fair, right? Some of these infrastructural development, you cannot divorce the previous administration from them. So we have to also be very fair on that. But then, infrastructural development, you can see with regards to roads, we've definitely had some roads improved, not only within the greater Banjul, but also now some of them within the rural Banjul area. But we still have a lot of developmental issues. Development is not just physical infrastructure which you see. You need to also have, for example, in our hospitals, are we having, it's important to have even good equipment, but how much good equipment do we have? How much medications do we have? You understand? When we talk about education, where is the quality education? The results have been going down, which shows you just how poorly, you know, the development has been. So when you look at the National Development Plan, how much of it has been achieved? These are all things which we need to be very, very mindful of when we talk about infrastructure and development, those two words. But I think I must also add the issue about the diaspora.
Yeah, did he talk about it?
He talked about it. Because Ali Sise asked him about the diaspora being part of the executive, running, contesting for National Assembly and for other. Yeah. For me,
there is no provision.
There's no, those provisions have been removed in the 2024. And some of them were in the 2020.
Draft, yes.
But the president said that his intention, this is the key thing. The president said that his intention was for the diaspora to also be able to contest in these things. But if that was his intention, Lamin, why would some of them be removed from the 2020 into the 2024? Yeah. And we are going to write a fact check about this. Hopefully by next week, sorry, if you are following Askanwi, we would have issued a fact check on this.
So you mean, I mean, he's not been sincere to say he wants the diaspora to be able to participate in the government, yet he maintained the role that discriminated.
He rolled back. I'm telling you that in the 2020, some of those things were removed. Yes. But then now in the 2024, they have brought it back. Yeah. So then, how can you say that that is your intention? You see, so I think we need to be very, very fair to the Gambian people. And certainly, economically wise, we are not doing very well at all. Standard of living, cost of living is outweighing people's salaries. They have done a salary increment, which, to be honest, is very good. But this government currently, everybody is saying this government is bankrupt. People cannot pay salaries. Where are they going to?
But this government pay salaries regularly.
Some of these people were institutions right now, Gamtel, right? They are not directly under their subvented agency.
I mean, central government, they pay salary regularly.
You see, but look, some of these people, they are not getting their salaries. People are protesting. Right now, Gamtel, their staff, they are protesting that their salaries were not paid.
That's a state enterprise.
Yes, but it's still within the executive, the government still has a role to play. Where is their money coming from?
Make money for themselves.
Where is their money? Where is their money coming from? Is Nawek not the same thing? They are meant to make money. All of these state-owned enterprises are supposed to make money. How many of them are making money?
Yeah.
So you see, but what I'm trying to highlight is, we need to, even though we are increasing salaries, right? You know, Lamin, you have to do the right things at the right time. You talked about corruption. Just yesterday, I was face to face with the the public service and reform minister, Honorable Boy, and I asked him about the 2,100 ghost names in the system.
Yeah, which were said to have been removed.
Yeah, what is going on with that? You see, you have to do the right thing at the right time. Imagine. And he said that they saved about 13 million, if not 31 million.
From that exercise.
When they did that exercise. Now, imagine if they did the right thing, which is to ensure that all these ghost workers are out of there. Continue to save money. That money which you save, Lamin, can you not use that and spread it around and then give salary increment to people?
Yeah.
But no, you maintain. You still have ghost names. And I asked him to tell us how many ghost names are currently inside this. You're talking about corruption. How many ghost names are currently working inside this government? And that was only done. Let me tell you, man, this is very serious. That was for just 3 ministries. Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Agriculture, and Health. And that's 2,100 ghost workers.
You didn't even come to understand.
This is why I asked him. This is why I asked him to tell us how many ghost workers are currently working within the whole government. Now, imagine we did the right thing at the right time of removing all these ghost workers. I'm telling you, if we cannot save $100 million, wallahi, then imagine now that money which we have saved. You can do salary increment. It's making sense now.
You can sustain it.
Is it not making sense? And you can sustain it. This is the thing. This is where I'm coming from. But now, you've done a salary increment, which we all welcome, because of cost of living is very, very terrible. And then you still have ghost workers. Some of them are still there. So now how do we move forward? That's why I said that the president can say X, Y, or Z. But in reality,
terms,
all what we see are the big SUVs, OIC. We all go around this country and we see what is happening. Look at these vehicles. It is something vehicles. And they just had, what, 2-3 days?
2-3 days.
In this country.
Yeah.
It is something vehicles. How many heads of states came? 5. Look, let's be serious. We cannot be serious. If we cannot say that we are serious about corruption in this country, we are not serious about corruption. This government is rewarding people who are corrupt and putting them in high places, giving them a salary and continuing to have them help them because he believes that they will what? They will push his political agenda to give him another term.
Wow, that's quite analytical of you. Now, Mr. Mbowe and Mr. Jammeh, I want you to dealt on these 3 questions. Barrow, very quickly though, we don't have time. Barrow dealt he dealt with his intention now to go for, to contest the 2026, which many people believe is straightforward as a third term he wants, no matter what the NPP thinks. And he also talked about corruption. He said corruption is as old as mankind, was his exact words. And then he talked about the diaspora. I want you to very quickly dilate on these 2. What do you think of him saying that he wants to go for a third term, when actually, as Flex said, I mean, he was the one who said he's a very, very good fan of 2 terms. And that was also in the manifesto when they were uprooting Jammeh. They campaigned that they wanted an end to what they call self-entrenchment in power. They believe Jammeh entrenched himself too long. That they said they would stop that. And now people are saying, paradoxically, the man who led that campaign is now wanting 15 years in power. What do you make of his declaration?
Well, I've watched the interview. Honestly, kudos to Aliou Cisse, who was my staff at Observer. But really, there are some loopholes. There are the president.
Very quickly about his third term and then corruption. Time is not there. I want us to go straight forward this time.
There is no constitutional barrier. There is no legal barrier. He can contest third term, fourth term. It depends on the Gambian people. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have any problem, President Barrow contesting. I don't. I genuinely don't. And I don't even want people to talk about it. It's like as if then Barrow will force us to vote for him. We have the power. We have our voters' card. If we want to elect somebody else, we can easily do it. Simple, without even argy-bargy, without no even fuss or fight. This should not be an issue. The issue at hand is what we are going through right now as the citizens of this nation. The insecurity, the lack of medications at the hospitals. You understand what I'm saying? Education is deteriorating. You understand what I'm saying? healthcare, everything is at random. It's just really not organized. So we should be worried about our lives till 2026, but we should not be worried about who to vote for, because we already know President Barrow. You see, the reason why I don't have any qualms or anything to do with to say about President Barrow, he categorically explained to the Gambian people from the very first day he had that speech. He told us that he can't. This is something that he cannot. But he relied on the technocrats. Now this is why I spare him, because he already explained himself. Now, if we now we are okay with somebody who can't, who declared that he can't, and we still want to push him simply because we want to get rid of somebody, alhamdulillah, is fair play. Now these are the repercussions for dealing with somebody who is ignorant of what to do. He is ignorant. He said it, or didn't he? Well, I mean, you are very good at defending. That's why I'm asking you. Well, of course he said it. He said, well, of course he said it. So obviously that part, 2026 is up to the Gambians. We should not make noise on who to vote for. We know.
Or who should contest?
Who to contest? There is no constitutional barrier.
Okay, but then
there is no term limit.
Yeah.
Even though he is a fan of term limit, he should have been fan of 3 years.
But that's what he said.
Well, no, he was interviewed. He was interviewed by the Senegalese journalist, and he said that he's very contented. He's a businessman. He's going to do this, that.
He said it on political rallies. So
you understand what I'm saying? So obviously, it's one thing to say to like he said, in politics you can say one thing and do the next. So that's Barrow. Barrow explained himself to us. It's up to the Gambians to listen. Are we fools? Are we fools?
That's what you make of this interview.
Well, of course, Barrow can say whatever. Barrow has been saying whatever he wants, and he has been getting away with it. It's up to us now to show our maturity, especially our political maturity. Gambians should be very political mature right now, even the ones living in the rural Gambia. So we should not be arguing about whether he should contest in the third term or not. The reason why ECOWAS went to Macky Sall, that was constitutional. Macky himself changed the constitution and even reduced the 7 years to 5 years. So obviously he needs to be cautioned. But with
Barrow, there is a general principle that in ECOWAS that they prefer heads of states in this region to go for 2 terms.
But that is if your law says that, if your constitution.
No, you don't understand. ECOWAS said whether or not you have a constitution or whatever your constitution said about 2 terms, what they want as a principle. In fact, they had a charter. They wanted to put in the charter that heads of state from the region ideally should go for term limit of 2. That is why countries like Nigeria, Ghana, and Benin, I guess, and Senegal. It is now taboo for anybody to go beyond.
But how about Alassane Ouattara?
Yeah, Ouattara violated. That's why he lost respect in ECOWAS.
Is it a question of losing respect?
So I'm trying to say that even whereas it may not be in the constitution, ECOWAS' position is 2 terms should be a culture that should be adopted in our region. So any president who
Lamin,
let's go ahead. I got your point.
Let me just listen. Barrow don't care about the Gambians because he had an agreement with 8 political leaders, party leaders, in coalition 2016 for him to just serve for 3 years. So he bypassed that. So Barrow can easily ignore ECOWAS, especially when it is not in our constitution. So he is on his. Listen, Barrow is okay. Barrow, you can go to 2031 as well if you win 2026. No problem. It's up to the Gambians. If we are okay with this, that's fine. That's no problem. What is the next question?
Next question, he's talking about corruption. He said corruption is a problem that existed a long time.
Yes.
And then of course there have been a lot of allegations, but hardly they are come with proof. He said when there is sufficient proof, his government will act. Yeah, very quickly, what do you make of that?
Well, really, he's right. Corruption is all as mankind. He's absolutely right. He's spot on. But you have to do something about it. Corruption was here even before Islam. Islam came and give us the morals for us to live like human beings, not like animals. Because without the morals, you act like animals. We are animals. The reason why we are different from dogs and cats and lions and because we have morals. But they eat and we eat. They run, we run. They sleep. They have sex. They do. They have kids. They have offsprings and stuff. We have the same. The only difference is just the morals. Our moral qualities differentiate us from animals, being animals.
And of course, our thinking.
Well, of course, it's part of their morals. You understand what I'm saying? So really and truly, if our moral, this is what Jammeh was instilling here in this country, taking people to Mecca, so that you can revive yourself, to stand at that Kaaba and revive and want to change and want to be a good person, regardless of whether you are young or you are old. It doesn't matter. Come and refresh yourself so that you can come back to your country and you want to live like a decent human being. To stay with our corrupt-free country.
What about that diaspora? That's the target.
No, that's diaspora. What happened to the diaspora? They had the opportunity. In 2011, Tangara was still he was the foreign minister at the time, but it was just foreign affairs, FA. Now President Jammeh include Gambians in the diaspora as well to the ministry. So we had that meeting, 2 days workshop at Kairaba. To integrate, to work with the diaspora, as an arm of the government. But the diaspora, they slam it on Jammeh's face because that was the struggle. Yeah? So they don't want that. Now, the diasporans, including myself, because I'm from the diaspora, but I was not part of it. But they were like ready to have to sponsor a coalition so that they can get rid of Jammeh. Fine. They make sure they orchestrated that. Pandering Bai gave the first interview to Fatoumata Tambajang. I was there. For Fatoumata Tambajang to be the flag bearer of the coalition, and she rejected it. But she wanted to be the person that will coordinate things. So the diasporans, including Dugadisi and all the guys, I don't want to name names, but I can tell you the organizations. And that
Speak louder.
They actually compel them to come together because they cannot be supporting individual parties. Right? So now they have to come back to Gambia and make sure that that is done in the absence of obviously the UDP party leader at the time. Now, Coalition 2016 came, and everything happened. Their contributions and everything, went to where it's supposed to. And hey, that's President Barrow now in government. But now President Barrow is labeling them as Bakotofenyo. You understand what I'm saying? He slammed it into their face as well. Now that's karma. That's karma. Because President Jammeh, it was, bro. I was at the workshop.
Basically, you are saying that they gang up against Jammeh, all right?
No.
They brought in Barrow, thinking that they will have now a good deal.
Right, exactly.
But Barrow now called them Barrow.
That he said they were angry.
So you mean now?
The other day I was at Freedom.
They are drinking from their own poisonous.
I was at Freedom.
That's what you are saying?
Of course.
So they got what they want.
That's exactly what happened. And obviously, it should not be the way. I am even angry because I'm part of the diaspora. But you know why? They're contributing 31% of our GDP. Remittances. $775 million. Can you imagine? 31%. There is nothing. There is no other sector that is more than what the remittances. So they're supposed to be the arm of the government. Now imagine if they were participating this way with Jammeh, who have opened the door for them to be the arm of the government.
The thing was Jammeh was actually.
No, listen, Jammeh is a leader, for God's sake. Jammeh is not somebody that you can just push and pull and do. No, he is just somebody who knows what he is doing. Jammeh was
the trouble is they had a lot of disagreement.
Just please don't take my time. You
okay, go ahead.
Jammeh gave us the platform. Jammeh never gave platform to the foreign investors. Who were hell-bent on just coming here to take our natural or mineral resources without us benefiting.
You mean that's the case now? I'm asking.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Loud and clear. Even if you ask my grandson, 4-year-old, he will tell you.
Okay.
Now, listen,
Mr. Jammeh.
regarding about the diaspora.
Yeah, let's
Diaspora, please, guys. You can just go and apologize to Jammeh so that you can the karma thing. Okay, what was the next one,
Mr. No, that's the end.
That was the end.
Mr. Jammeh, what do you make of Barrow saying that he's going to go for? Well, he's going to contest in 2026 because he and his people don't believe there is a third term.
Yes.
But then, what do you make of that? And then very quickly, what he make of corruption, that his government is doing what they could. But then, of course, in most cases, people allege it without proof. That if there is proof, they definitely will walk. In fact, he recently declared that even if his own members of family are involved in any corruption, they would be spared. And then diaspora. I mean, diaspora people are not happy. They're not been given any right to vote. They don't want. They didn't participate. They cannot be ministers. They cannot be certain level of government office positions. They cannot hold. See? So let's quickly begin with what do you make of his announcement that he wants to contest?
Thank you very much, Lamin, Professor. I think I told you here the last time that Barrow was only trying to play a game with Gambians.
Wow.
Psychologically, people undermine the way Barrow do politics.
They underrate.
They underrate Barrow. But once a person, no matter his level of education or understanding, if he climbs to the position of president, don't undermine him.
Don't underrate.
Don't underrate him. It has happened to the Russians with the rise of Stalin to power. But at the end, they live the cost of it. Because there are people under Barrow who know exactly what to do, but rather are bargaining for their personal interests, with the fear that so Barrow resign from power, they will have nothing else left to hang on to power. Barrow is sending a message to us Gambians. Like my boss said, I have nothing with Barrow contesting till 2031.
If he can win.
If he can win. So long as the Constitution allows him to contest as president. He's a citizen of this country. What should have been the thought of the political mentality and we Gambians over there who are living every bit of the Barrow mishap? I told you the machinery of democracy are not the people that are holding power, but those are the people who cast their vote to decide who should be there. Our message as politicians must go back to the grassroots. We say we have a battle now against 2026 because Barrow wants us to waste our time in discussing about his speech for the next 6 or 7 months. Before we understand, he has also brought another plan to sway us away from the political landscape. Come 2026, he has an easy take. This is why we must be very, very careful with the way Barrow conduct politics. My only stand is that Gambians must say to Barrow, enough is enough come 2026. He said, he gave in that speech interview, he said something that broke my heart. Yeah.
What is that?
If Barrow believes that he will hang on to power because he doesn't want NPP to die.
Yes, he said so.
But even if the Gambia sinks 1,000 feet deep, that's not his problem. As long as NPP is there to take the mantle of leadership of this country. Modou said, we have to question our political maturity. And yes, of course. We are not questioning it by debating. We should question it by passing the right message to the grassroots people. Let them be prepared and know that 2026 is a do or die, that Barrow must go. That's my message.
What about corruption? He said his government is prepared to tackle corruption.
Corruption,
but often people allege without proof.
He said, is as old as mankind, which my boss agreed to. And I have no contention with that, because man is rational. But at the Gambian level, you know one thing, there are weaknesses when you try to debate them right now. Much more we people who support President Jammeh, they will take us back to the Jammeh era and say, there was corruption. Not knowing that even the Jammeh Commission, which conducted the Commission of Inquiry, did it in mysterious circumstances which raise questions to this day they cannot answer. But today at this level here, corruption is institutionalized in the Gambia. Institutionalized in the sense that
Celebrated.
exactly, because they believe that there is democracy, but they will never tell you where democracy asks one to do the wrong thing
Democracy never
at the
did.
expense
Never said
of
that.
the majority of the Gambian people.
That's against democracy.
But one thing I say,
Thank you.
they brought us the TRRC, which of course I contest the process to paralyze the security, who should have been the watchdog for government.
Okay.
That is not there, because now everyone is trying to secure his own position. Should I do something tomorrow, I'll face the camera in front of all the Gambian people. And it is not the case.
Yes.
The government, on paper, it was written that the salaries were going to be increased.
Yes.
They want to curb down the tax Gambians are paying because they increased the taxes as well.
Well, they didn't. They claim they did not increase. They rather expanded the tax base. They extended tax to where things that were not been taxed before. So the idea of tax increment, they said that did not happen. What happened is to expand the tax base. Anyway, it amounts to generating more tax anyway.
Expanding tax is equivalent to increasing tax.
Well, they said no.
On the Gambian, based on the Gambian perception.
Increasing
the catchment.
Exactly. There
Increasing
were
the
things
catchment.
that could be affordable to the low income earners.
Yeah.
Now you tax those things, they'll be beyond rich.
Yes. I
Now
understand.
they are trying to increase a little bit the salary
Well,
in order for you to be able to curb those tax expansions. As they say.
Oh, you mean they give it in? They give you in on the left hand and
As a compensation and take from the right hand.
and the right hand take it.
That's what this government is doing.
Well, okay. All right.
But
So it-
even with the increment,
okay.
some civil servants are crying. Do you know that?
Yeah, that is not enough.
Not enough. Some have not even
I mean
received
the
it.
high cost of living. So
Some have not received it.
oh, okay. But as far as I know, the central government has paid salaries regularly. Or maybe the additional increment you should have started in January might not have come into effect. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's a process.
And secondly, which I say the security should have been the watchdog of the Barrow government.
Yeah.
They should have informed him about the ongoings within government, so that he'll be able to take action, assign the right people to take action before it is late.
I see.
But today within the military, in spite of the increment of salaries, which they say, I cannot confirm beyond that. But some of the people I have discussed with, they said that their travel allowances have not been paid for this month.
Yeah, but at least there has been a policy that it will be increased, and it is
No,
January.
no, what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Either you increase it or not.
Yeah.
But the travel allowances are part of the bonuses they must receive in their salaries. So now if you increase the basic salary and withdraw the travel allowances, have you increased for that person? That's what the government is doing right now.
Oh, I thought it's transport.
They are
allowance.
discriminatively paying. There are others who are receiving and others are not.
Okay.
It's the worst form of corruption, because you are telling these people that you don't have the right to live in this country.
Okay, let's talk now about, because we don't have time, about the diaspora. I mean, Mr. Mbowe, right? Mr. Mbowe was very sarcastical, not generous with them, not generous to them. So they are sleeping.
I was not happy with the back of the finger thing.
Okay.
No, really.
All right. What do you make of it? I mean, the diaspora cannot vote. They cannot become ministers. They cannot hold certain government positions because they are dual citizens, most of them.
Good. It's a question that should be debated by Gambians. Jammeh gave them the opportunity. Jammeh is security minded. He would have been able at his own point to buffer some of the loopholes that might have existed.
What were those loopholes that were existed? That's
like we see in many African countries.
Yeah.
Some of the dual citizens, most of the dual citizens are involved in the transportation of internal information to outside agencies.
Oh, I see.
That do not encourage what I
So you mean that is what brought about these laws that ban them from knowing government. But then even Jammeh was violating that because he appointed people who are dual citizenship. You remember that?
Because Jammeh had a better level of control than Barrow can do. I am not saying that they cannot hold those positions, but I say at Gambian level, we must sit.
So you mean Jammeh? You said one thing. Jammeh had more control, capacity to control.
No, international. When the day Jammeh said he was going to resign and go, an international intelligence officer for France say the level at which this man is able to control the intelligence, I bet even if he's outside, how Barrow can be able to lead from a white. So even if I sit here and undermine his level of control, I'm saying something that I do not know. Because experts in security accepted that he is one of a kind. And there must be control out of government.
Accept it.
It's a gift from God.
Okay. All right.
But then they can't be given the chance.
You don't think they should have the right to vote?
No, they should have the right to vote.
Of course.
Because every country has. Most countries.
But the problem is, do we have that phone?
Well, of course.
Put every ballot box.
No, they I mean, there have been an argument that they can have centers in Europe. The IEC said they didn't have.
And who's going to fund them? Government of the Gambia.
The government of the Gambia.
When the health sector is dying, going to hospital today is just like going on a life sentence.
But like Yusef Taylor said, if you can afford to buy SUV vehicles for hundreds of millions of dollars,
those are miscalculated policies. It's ignorance at government level.
So it's not totally that there wasn't any money, but money didn't misallocated.
No, there is no money. Tell me, the problem is there is no money. The little that is there is misappropriated.
Okay.
Because most of those monies are donations from outside agencies. So you cannot say, you cannot count donations as money we are able to generate internally through the policies we put in place.
Right. Gentlemen, I must thank you very much for your sterling contributions to today's edition of the Brunch. And Yankuba Jammeh, he is the spokesman for the APRC No2 Alliance, Babili Mansa, if you like. And not far or not far above him in that same organization is Modou Mbowe with his interesting contributions on various topics in the case, yes. And Yusef Taylor of Askanvi, who was with us here also with his controversial fact-checking. Very interesting. Thank you all, gentlemen, for being on the Brunch. We will be back next week. Perhaps we will have the NPP and the PPP. Have you heard about the rumor about the PPP?
Yes.
Well, we couldn't get both sides, so we decided not to bring one side into order. But next week we hope we'll have both sides of the PPP.
But, I mean, one thing I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
Because there was this guy who is no longer with us. You know, Kitim Jaju, he made these remarks, you know, about President Jammeh.
We
published that.
Yeah, but that's for newspaper. He didn't say it here. So if you really want to reply to him, you could do so.
I will do.
You could do so. Yeah, you could do so.
No problem.
And if you want, we can bring Kitim and you here for to discuss.
The only thing I was thinking is he has never been an executive
for the APRC.
No, he has never been an executive member.
Even for the
he has never been a nominated member too.
Okay. All right. We will get to Kitim that. Thank you.
He have rights to say whatever
he said. But his positions were not in the APRC.
No. He never have.
All right. We will be back with that, of course. That next week maybe we can have Kitim or somebody who from the other side. We wanted to have both sides of the APRC here, but we couldn't. We tried, we managed, we could not get it.
Why not? I was here with Duruja the other time.
Yeah, but this time we tried, we could not.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll love it very well. Next week, PPP, perhaps look out for them, they will be here. Maybe we'll have the APRC back again and the NPP.
What was our pool?
All that will be in the Brunch next week. Goodbye for now.
Thank you, sir.
Islamic Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yonna Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yonna Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yonna Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yonna Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yonna Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yonna head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yonna branch located countrywide near you.
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
Agada
Mbijano aganyani.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijano bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Mbare.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Janno mi yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birin koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolon blabe ko.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kodo kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannom number 1 ti nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale le dadi ma nin domorol ni fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
baraka. Ni ma lafta nyelen kendol e binaji.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Baraka.